Metropolis fell silent. Above the skyline, Superman screamed, his eyes black, the S on his chest twisting into something alive. Reporters froze as shadows crawled across his gape, whispering in alien tongues. "He's changing," Lois whispered, voice trembling. The crowd watched, powerless, as hope itself began to corrupt. Moments earlier, a meteor crashed near the Arctic fortress. It wasn't Kryptonite, but something darker, older. Within its molten shell pulsed the symbiote, Venom, searching for a new host strong enough to survive. Superman, drawn by the impact, thought it another rescue. Instead, it whispered, "Together, we could be perfection." Superman's senses screamed warning, but the parasite's pull was irresistible. It wrapped around his hand like liquid night, seeping through his skin, tasting his alien DNA. Kryptonian strength met symbiotic hunger, and neither yielded. Lightning cracked across the tundra as two beings merged, and for a moment, even the sun dimmed. Clark Kent awoke in darkness. His reflection in the fortress's crystal walls wasn't his own. Black veins pulsed beneath his skin, his suit slick and alive. "We are not alone anymore," the voice murmured inside his mind. Superman clenched his fists, terrified, yet strangely exhilarated by the raw, unfiltered power. At first, it was intoxicating. He could hear everything, every cry for help, every heartbeat, clearer than ever. He arrived before disasters struck, lifted buildings like toys, moved faster than thought. Yet something else grew within him, rage. The symbiote fed on it, whispering vengeance against every criminal Superman once spared. Metropolis noticed the change. Superman's rescues became brutal. Criminals ended up hospitalized, or worse. His eyes burned white, his emblem now pitch black. The Daily Planet debated whether he'd been corrupted. Lois tried reaching him, but venom hissed through his lips. "She doubts us. Let her see what true justice means." Batman was the first to intervene. In Gotham's shadows, he set traps laced with sonic emitters and ultraviolet light. When Superman arrived, the air shook with his fury. "You think I'm compromised, Bruce?" he growled, voice layered with another. "No," Batman replied coldly, "I think you're addicted to power." The fight shattered the city skyline. Every punch sounded like thunder. Venom's tendrils lashed out, absorbing kinetic energy, morphing into weapons of black steel. Yet, deep inside, Clark fought back, screaming, "Stop!" The symbiote tightened its hold. "They never accepted you, Kal-El. But with me, they will kneel." The Justice League gathered, unsure whether to save or destroy him. Wonder Woman pleaded for reason, Green Lantern charged his ring, Flash prepared to strike. Superman hovered above them, silent, his new armor pulsing. "You call yourselves gods," Venom hissed through him. "Let's see who survives divine judgment." Their combined assault was blinding, light, speed, and might colliding with symbiotic darkness. Superman endured it all, absorbing energy, growing stronger. Yet inside his mind, Clark glimpsed his father's hologram, Jor-El's voice echoing, "My son, power without restraint is chaos." For a heartbeat, Superman hesitated, and Venom sensed betrayal. The symbiote retaliated violently, dragging Clark into a psychic abyss. Images flashed, his parents' deaths, Krypton's destruction, Lois's fear. Venom whispered, "I can make it all go away. We can save them all if you just let go." But Superman, ever the symbol of restraint, whispered back, "Not like this." Their struggle turned inward. The world saw only flashes of light and shadow erupting above Metropolis. Inside, a war of wills raged. Clark summoned every ounce of Kryptonian discipline to isolate Venom's influence. But the symbiote laughed, morphing his memories, twisting his ideals into weapons. "You need me," it said. Meanwhile, Batman and Lois worked together, following a desperate plan. Using a shard of Kryptonian crystal and symbiote tissue, they crafted a containment field. "He won't survive long in there," Lois warned. "Neither will we if we don't try," Batman replied, activating the device as Superman descended like a storm. Venom sensed the trap too late. Sonic waves and solar radiation filled the chamber, peeling the symbiote away in shrieking agony. Superman fell to his knees, veins glowing red and black. "You're killing us!" Venom screamed. Clark gritted his teeth. "No, just setting you free." He unleashed his heat vision. The explosion shook the fortress. When the dust settled, Superman stood alone, his suit torn, his eyes clear again. Venom lay writhing inside the containment cell, weakened but alive. "You could have ruled worlds," it hissed. Superman looked down. "Then I would have lost myself, and that's a price I'll never pay." But the story didn't end there. The symbiote's residue remained inside him, dormant, waiting. Occasionally, when anger flared, Clark felt its whisper again. "They'll never understand you." He'd close his eyes, focus on Lois's voice, his mother's memory, and silence it. Yet part of him wondered, had Venom really left? Weeks later, scientists studying the remains of the meteor vanished. Surveillance footage showed shadows moving on their own, merging into shapes unseen. Batman's encrypted report reached the League, symbiote fragment unaccounted for. Possible reformation. Superman read it, frowning. "If it returns," he said, "we finish this, together." Still, at night, above the clouds, he'd feel something stirring in his veins, a reminder of the darkness he'd embraced and barely survived. The symbiote had shown him what unchecked power could do. It had also revealed the truth: even Superman wasn't immune to temptation. Strength needed conscience, not control. In the silence between stars, a black comet drifted, Venom's consciousness seeking a new host. It remembered the Kryptonian's resistance, his light, his potential. "We will meet again," it whispered to the void. "Next time, I won't ask for permission." The stars flickered, as if answering its promise of return. And in Metropolis, Clark looked skyward, the night wind tugging his cape. "Whatever comes," he murmured, "I'll face it." For deep inside, he knew the fight was never truly over. The Venom of Steel remained a part of him, a shadow of power, always waiting, always watching, always hungry.